Hi there, welcome back. Well, in today's video, we're going to use these two lovely tray molds, and these molds here, these are for reed diffusers. So we're going to use the molds. We've got the top part of the mold and the base part there for both of them. Now this is following on a bit sort of like our, I don't know if you call it moon and sun or fire and ice sort of theme that we did or have done earlier in the week with those beautiful mirrors. We're using exactly the same resin inks and exactly the same lovely tints that we got from Resin Jewels. And we're going to obviously put some of the resin in the mold, drop in these lovely inks, and then move on to doing the other mold where we're going to dust on the lovely tints. So here's Wayne with this mold. It's an oval shaped tray mold, and he's just using all of those lovely, gorgeous, stunning tints. I believe they're called Nebula. They're from the Nebula range, and as usual, everything that we use in this video will be linked in the description box down below with any discount codes, should we have any, for the molds in particular, if they're from Temu. And yeah, we also have a discount code for Panda Haul. If you haven't seen our Panda Haul video, then why not check out our playlist, have a look for there, and also our Temu haul video. So here we go. So he's just continuing to apply these gorgeous nebula tints, sort of trying to go a bit for the ombre sort of style again. But these tints, I mean, they are stunning, absolutely gorgeous. So he's just using a regular paintbrush there to apply all the lovely different colour tints to this silicone mould. They seem to be adhering to it quite well. You'll just have to keep your fingers crossed, I think, that it comes out how you want it to. But you'll see very, very soon whether or not it worked. So there we are, just applying some to the inside of the lid part of the mould for the reed diffuser. So reed diffusers are exactly what they say they are. There's usually put some sort of essential oils or aromatherapy oil mix in the pot part. You use long reed. They're like very long thin sticks, a bit like looking like wooden kebab sticks, obviously without points. And you put those in there, and then the lovely essential oils is all soaked up through the reeds or the sticks, and then it sort of diffuses into the atmosphere of wherever you've got them. So it just gives a nice sort of background sort of scent and smell to the room. There we go. So Wayne has turned the pot part of the reed diffuser inside out, and he applied the lovely tints from Resin Jewels to it again using the paintbrush. He's mixed up some of the lovely Gould resin and 1:1 mixing ratio. It's lovely resin to use, and he's putting in some of this lovely crystal white Arteza mica powder. So just popping that in there. As I said, I think before in the video earlier this week when we did the lovely mirrors, Arteza, for some reason, we can't seem to be able to get a link for the mica powders anymore on the Amazon UK site. They are available through the US Amazon site if you want to order them through that. Otherwise, I'm afraid it will be down to you to sort of hunt for them a bit, or use an equivalent brand. It's totally up to you. Other brands are absolutely fine to use. So at this point he decided that wasn't quite opaque enough, so he's just added a wee bit more and stirring it. So the stirring part has been sped up. Obviously go careful when you're stirring things, when you're stirring resin with the mica powder. Mica powder is very, very fine, so it will come up into the atmosphere. Make sure you're wearing your respirator mask and that you're wearing gloves when they're using resin and mica powders. So here we go. He's got the reed diffuser. He is pouring carefully the coloured resin into the pot part of the mould. It's going to fill it all the way to the top. There we go. I think this actually took a lot more than he was expecting it to take. We are. Yep. So then he's had to make up some more just to fill up the little part of the lid. So he will check just around the top part of the mould there for any little bubbles, and also give it a couple of little spritzes with some isopropyl alcohol to get rid of any of this other surface bubbles that might come up to the top. Yeah, you can, of course, if you don't want to use the isopropyl alcohol, you can use a long-necked lighter just to apply a little bit of heat, and that also will burst any little bubbles that come up to the surface. If you use isopropyl alcohol, do not then use a torch, because otherwise you will have a small fire. And obviously, you know, you need to be aware of all the safety precautions that you should take when using isopropyl alcohol and resin. So here is the other tray. Now this is more of an oblong shape, and he's poured in the clear resin into the tray. He's poured it about 3/4 of the way up. Just letting the resin there find its own level, and there we go, it has. Sorry, the camera kept wanting to focus in and out. Now, I'm going to use this lovely cherry red. Sorry about the focusing. And just putting some drops onto the resin, and it spreads out. It's quite fascinating to watch this. Now, Wayne was trying to be random, but it's quite difficult to be intentionally random when you do things. Your brain is telling you, no, you've put yellow there, so you need to put yellow on the opposite side in exactly the sort of, you know, the direct opposite and parallel and so on. But, you know, put down enough colour, hopefully, to do what he wanted it to do. He's doing the similar technique. He's going to do a similar technique to what he used for the mirror earlier in the week on Wednesday's video. So just put some drops in and gave it a bit of a swizzle with a micro brush there. Yeah, trying not to touch the bottom of the mould. So you can see some of the colours of the resin are, or some of the colours of the ink are actually mixing, and some are not. So he didn't think he'd got quite enough of that beautiful deep orangey yellow colour, so he did a couple more drops. Then he decided to add some more clear resin just to bring it up to the top of the mould, and as you can see, it pushes all that colour out to the edges, and then it brings it gradually, I think you can see it moving already, back in towards the centre, very much like if you were doing a bloom. So this is just I think this is a mini time lapse of that resin just pulling in and pulling in. Now, we didn't do a time lapse of all of it because it took a little while longer than what we were expecting it to, but hopefully you can see it. There we go, look at that. So it did pour all the way in, and then it was a case of just making sure we were happy with the pattern and leaving it to one side to cure. Now, what Wayne is doing here is he's made up some more clear resin. It's crystal clear, that, and he's dividing it amongst some of these little mixing cups. Of course, you don't have to use plastic. You can use paper cups. You can use silicone mixing jugs. Totally up to you. We do not throw these away. We do clean them out and we reuse them. So he's now adding some of these lovely alcohol inks to each of those cups. So the pale yellow in one cup, the deep orangey yellow in the next, the red will go in another, and so on. So you'll see him add those in. Then we're going to mix them up to incorporate the colour equally and evenly into the clear resin. And then you'll see what we're going to do with them next. Go. That's beautiful cherry red. It really is a cherry red. Actually, no, I think this is the cherry red. I stand corrected. There we go. Look at that. It's gorgeous. Now, at this point, the resin was starting to thicken up quite a bit. So, you know, trying not to panic, but working a lot faster pace than perhaps we would normally. And then here we go. So applying a little bit of colour. This is the lid of the Reed diffuser. This is the other reed diffuser. And then we put a little bit of clear in. And then some of that beautiful orangey yellow. Does remind me of egg yolks. And then some of the deeper orangey colour. And the paler yellow. And then that beautiful pinky colour. Pinky reddy colour. So just continue to do this until we filled up the lid part of the reed diffuser mould. And then left that to one side. And he's just stirring it up a little bit. Swizzle with a swizzle stick with a micro brush. Now, the resin was getting quite thick at this point, so it was just a case of getting it in to the mould as quickly as we possibly could. All the different colours going in. So we were aware of the fact at this point that they were probably, when they're all in there together, are probably quite similar in colour range and in hue. So we thought we could end up with just an orange or red vase, but that's fine. That's absolutely fine. We really didn't want to wait until the resin got any thicker, because what we don't want to have happen is for it all to go off and cure in these mixing cups and then find that you can't use them, or you can't use it and you've got to make up a whole new batch of resin. But there we go. I love the effect it's got on the top there at the moment in the middle. And he's just repeating his process, trying to do light, dark, light, dark. Yeah. These are gorgeous, these colours. Really lovely, warming, fire type colours. There we go. Very sort of summery as well, which is nice. So this is the following day and the tray has cured. There are a few little bubbles, but that's absolutely fine. It doesn't detract from it. Came away from the mould nice and easy and clean. It's gorgeous. Still a little bit pliable at this point. We're probably going to take off the edge of the bottom of the mould just to sort of file it down slightly so it's not quite as sharp. But that is beautiful. I mean, I can't see it too well at the moment because obviously we've got a yellow background behind it. So let's just see. We'll put it on a piece of this wood. You can see it a bit more there. You can see all the sort of different gradients of the colours, the oranges, the yellows, the darker reds, the lighter reds. I mean, I think that's exactly the effect that Wayne was going for. And it's very, very similar to the mirror that he'd made earlier in the week on in the Wednesday video. And the idea, in case you hadn't realised, was to maybe have a little collection. So you'd have the tray, the reed diffuser and the mirror. So trying to demould the pot part of the reed diffuser. This has been sped up because yeah, it's a bit of a challenge, but we get there in the end. I mean, I don't like spraying isopropyl alcohol inside to try and, you know, release its the suction. I'll just prefer to just stick with it, bear with it and do it. Now, at this point, I can see, wow, I mean, I can see in certain lights the oranges, the reds, the yellows. You can see, you can just about see it. Lovely little hints of the different changes in hue and shade of the resin that we've used. And then the pinky reddy colour there right at the top. So that looks lovely. Now, this is the lid part of the diffuser. Unfortunately, there are a few little bubbles got trapped, so we will have to, and in the curing process they've then left a space. We will be going in and repairing those, correcting those, so that then it is, you know, it's fit for us to sell. These will become available very soon on our website. We're currently building that at the moment, so please bear with us, but links will soon be in our bio to, you know, and also in each of the videos in case you want to purchase anything. So look at that. I think that looks stunning. I think it looks stunning separately, but as a set, they look beautiful. Really, really lovely. Really, really lovely. And look, there we go. There is the mirror frame without the mirror in it as well. So here is the other colourway that Wayne did. This is more the oval shaped rather than the oblong shaped one. So this is more your ice or frost, sort of frozen themed one, or maybe a monochrome themed. Looks beautiful. Look at the way those tints glisten. Absolutely stunning. I still think that the silver mirror effect tint is my favourite. And here we are with the pot part of the Reed diffuser. Just trying to demould it. This is always interesting, this bit. Now, I hadn't seen Wayne do these at the time. This is the first time I'm seeing it. Demould and see what the effect is. But look at that. Wow. Wow. It is gorgeous with a capital G. Absolutely stunning. And here's the lid. Let's see if we've had any more success with the lid on this one, or if we need to do any little repairs. It's all looking good so far. I do love that crystal white mica powder as well in the resin. It just makes all those colours pop. Whoa, look at that. Look at the mirror shine on that tint. I mean, it's just gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. There we go. And there's the Reed diffuser for that colourway. So definitely a fire and ice thing we have going on here. Oh, those. It looks absolutely stunning. So here's the end shots, everybody. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you haven't checked out the one where we've made the mirror frames, have a look back in our playlist. Give us a like, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell. There we are. There's the set of the Reed diffuser and the tray. And also then there we've got the Reed diffuser and the tray on that beautiful, warming, reddy, orangey, pinky colours. Absolutely stunning. These would look good in anywhere in your house. Beautiful home interior accessory. Hopefully you all agree. And you know, if you've joined us live in the live chat, thank you for joining us live. Here we go, little sneak preview. There is the mirror with the Reed diffuser and the tray. Why not purchase it as a set from us? Details on the website very soon. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.